Hello and welcome to my fairy tale channel. This is Jadwiga, your fairy tale teller. Today I'm going to tell you a little story from Russia, and it is called Toidemar and the White Female Swan. Toidemar lived with his stepmother and his father, and the stepmother was very ugly with him. She always had the most heavy and unloved work for him, and she was never satisfied with his work. She was only arguing and complaining about him. But Toidemar did not know how to escape, so he stayed. One day when he was outside, he saw tracks in the ground, and tracks, and following them he saw a white female swan, caught her and found that her foot was had an injury. So he took her home and treated the wound with herbs, with plantain. And well, he somehow liked this bird. But when he left next day to go out for work, the stepmother grabbed that bird and pulled off all the feathers so that the white swan was naked. And when Toidemar returned back home that night and saw the naked, beautiful swan, he became very sad. He embraced the bird and cried bitter tears, until one of his tears dropped onto the bird's body, and immediately the swan turned into a beautiful young woman. Toidemar took her hand, went to his parents, to the father and the stepmother, and said, "Please bless us." The stepmother wouldn't do that, but the father blessed the two of them, and so they could get married. Now the stepmother tortured the two of them because she was unhappy. She was uncontent. She just needed to put her power upon those two innocent young people. And one day the young woman said to her husband, "This is not a happy life we are living here. Let's go to my brothers and sisters. Let's go to Swanland. There we will be happy." But Toidemar sadly shook his head and said, "No, I'm sorry. I'm human. Humans are not made to fly. I cannot." And so everything stayed as it was. Until one day the stepmother sent the young woman to the river to get water into huge buckets. And when she was there at the water, she sat down and sang a very sad song. But her swan sisters and brothers, they heard her and they saw her, and each of them threw a white feather down upon her. And she grabbed all these feathers and hid them under a tree. Next morning, she was again sent to the river, and the same thing repeated. She sat down, she sang this sad song, and the swans dropped feathers upon her, which she was grabbing together and put them under a tree. The third morning, Toidemar was kind of suspicious. He felt that there was something going on with his wife. She would not tell him, but she looked so sadly that he secretly followed her down to the river. And there he watched what happened. The swans came, dropped feathers upon her, and then she took the other feathers she had hidden before, and now she had enough to fly away. And Toidemar could not hold her back. Now he was sitting by the river and weeping, weeping, because he had lost his beloved wife. But the swans, they heard him. They came back, and they dropped feathers upon him, so that he now could raise into the air and fly away with the other swans. And the story does not tell us that he got reunited with his wife, but I'm pretty sure he did. And the swan, the white, beautiful swan, is a symbol for innocence, for purity. And when you remember these photos of swan pairs, when they create a heart with their necks, they stand for love. Love, innocence, beauty. This is what this young woman represented for Toidemar. And I guess she could only do that because he probably has saved her life when he was treating her injury on the foot. Maybe she would not have been able to recover on her own. Maybe she would not have been able to survive with that heavy wound on her foot. And so he was blessed by the swans as well, by getting these feathers to enable him to fly, even though he is a human. Yes, this was a little story from Russia. I hope you liked it. And if yes, give me a thumb and subscribe to my channel. And if you leave me a comment, I am really happy. Bye.